the ice, this may be challenging for the krill as well. It also changes the dynamics within the krill swarms and within the krill populations, but this is still not very well understood. We do know, however, that the krill climate impacts can happen more quickly and at a greater scale than we can anticipate by any model or any scenario. This means that the management of any fishery in this region needs to be highly precautionary, taking into consideration both the krill population or the fish population that you're fishing on in itself, but also the potential needs and conflicts with krill-dependent predators. So any management of a fishery in this region needs to be adaptive and flexible. As soon as you get new knowledge, you can change the management practices. Important steps for the way forward. There is, as I've mentioned, an intense need for both increased research and monitoring, and we would specifically recommend 3 focus areas. Getting a more detailed knowledge about the krill biomass and its distribution, both in space and time, and finding out how it changes from year to year and also within each year. We also need to learn more about the predator distribution and their ranges, both in terms of feeding, breeding, and what times of the year the krill are most important to them. Then there's the lesser known impact of ocean acidification, which is also a consequence of CO2 emissions, where the oceans are taking up an increasing amount of CO2 and becoming more acidic. This means that organisms far down in the food chain, such as krill, other crustaceans, and any organism producing its shell from calcium carbonate, will have challenges to survive, and we're already seeing the consequences of this. We need to learn more about what acidification will do to the ocean and how this will impact the biomass for the future. Then urgently, we need to get to a level where we have an adequate spatial division of the catches so that we actually avoid taking out all the krill in small local areas and reducing impacts on potential predators. The krill fishery should be mandated to have 100% scientific observation, as this will both contribute to increased monitoring but also increased knowledge of the krill fishery overall. We also need a complete documentation of bycatch in the different fishing technologies, and then ensure that we implement measures to reduce this bycatch. And finally, protection of key habitats. If you know there are specific penguin colonies, seal colonies, or others that are in decline or that are vulnerable, these key habitats needs to be protected, and the krill fishery can take place somewhere else. Thank you.
Could you say a little bit more about the MSC certification compared to other sustainability certifications that is being used today?
There are quite a few certification schemes available today, and a lot of them are good. Some of them are better than others. A company called Accenture did a review of the different certification systems available on the market today, and the MSC scored by far better than all the others. This is not to say that other certification schemes are not good, but there are still challenges in terms of both traceability, rigorousness of the process, their independence, review process, and so forth. And on all those criteria, the MSC does score the best. So, yeah.
I do have a question. You mentioned the total catch limit of 8.6 million tons and an interim catch limit of 620,000 tons. Where are those numbers coming from, especially the second one? Who is putting that interim catch limit versus the total catch limit?
So because there is no spatial division or an adequate spatial division of the catches yet, the catch limit for the krill fishery today is 620,000 tons. This is a precautionary catch limit that will remain in place until the total catches are subdivided among smaller areas. So you will not be allowed to expand beyond 620,000 tons until this is in place. So seeing the challenges that there has been up until now with actually dividing the fishery adequately, I don't foresee that the krill catches will expand beyond this for quite a few years yet.
Thank you.